Hey, today I'm going to pick up a book because then I don't have to pay for postage and I'm really excited about it, so I thought I would like kind of vlog reading it, I guess, because I'm just gonna come home and then like read it, and yeah. But I also thought I would just show you what I'm reading like right now, although yeah, I have lots of things I'm currently reading. But the three main ones are this book, which is called The Squire by Enid Bagnold, which is about somebody giving birth, which is really cool. Also, like, I'm obsessed with birth and mothers and babies. And then I'm reading this book, which is The Ice Palace by, how do you pronounce his name? Tarjei
Vesaas.
So it's like a Norwegian classic. And me and Amanda, my friend, are reading it together, or like I'm gonna read this and it's obviously in translation, and then Amanda's read the Norwegian version, and then they're gonna read this version, and then we're gonna talk about it. Okay. And then the last thing I'm reading like is War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. I've become one of those people, so don't know what else to say. I actually bought like a really nice copybook. I bought this second-hand version of War and Peace today. I just think this is really beautiful. I think I'll transfer over to it, like from this one to this one. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. So I got the book, and it's Metabolize If Able, a novel by Clay Ad, A-D. Amanda didn't respond to me, so I'm just gonna open it. Jesus Christ! It immediately is like nice.
Yeah, I know, it's so good.
How many times do you think I'm gonna cry? Like, Amanda and I got takeaway.
See me like.
So Amanda and I got takeaway.
It's good. You're reading a book.
I'm so glad I got that on camera. I've read like over half of this so far. It's just like so good, and I'm jealous that I didn't write it. Basically, the plot is, Amanda's also read it.
Yeah.
So it's about, it's like set in the future, and it's about a world where there are clones. It's sort of like an exaggeration of the system of like, I think it's a lot based on like the US, but obviously we still have like in the UK issues with the same type of like healthcare and insurance and like just lack of services that genuinely help.
It's so good.
My camera's being weird, so I'm just gonna eat this and keep reading. Okay.
How do you feel?
Well, I just cried. So I just finished this.
It's
just
incredible.
really good.
It's so good.
It's so good. I think it's especially good. I'm just gonna cry. Like, still.
Yeah.
I think it's especially good if like you experience pain, and whether or not you're diagnosed or not. But if you have like experiences with doctors, then I think you'll find this book like really touching.
Definitely. And it's so sad because it's like so realistic.
Yeah.
But also like it's so hopeful.
Yeah.
In a sense that it's like it's so horrible. Like it's quite like dystopian, but like we live in a dystopia. And
yeah.
And then like there's so much like love.
Yeah, and so much
and, like,
care.
Yeah, and, like hope, but yet like despair, and it's really nice.
It's like written in like lots of different forms. So there's like first person narration, but there's also like emails and a script and some like excerpts from like a book about meditation. It's like really like poly-voiced, which is also really nice.
It was
because
really nice.
pain makes you feel so alone and stuff, and like
yeah, and I love how like this isn't like a spoiler because it happens in the beginning, like how Ruby like spawned, like how like
Yeah.
they come from each other and stuff.
I tried to explain what it was about before and I didn't do very well. And I'll try again. So it's about these clones set in the future. I mean, basically doctors act like the police.
Yeah.
In a way, you know,
And
they
they're like owned and made.
Yeah.
By like pharmaceutical companies and stuff.
Yeah, and they are given like medication, but it's like very like surveillance. It's not about like genuine care, it's about control. There's still biohumans exist, that's what they're called. And like the clones like intermingle with biohumans. But yeah, and then you can also get like spawns, which are like people who come from the clones, which like isn't supposed to be possible, but it happens.
Yeah.
And the main character like spawns somebody, and people tend to spawn when they're like really stressed, which is interesting, and they just come out like fully made, like a fully adult. The fact that like you do spawn when you're like at your most stressed is also like a nice sign of like care, like
yeah,
you know, like
so.
producing this person.
Yeah.
Oh, the other thing I was thinking about whilst reading it was like the way that like art is still really important.
Yeah, definitely.
There's a lot about like film, and obviously there is like a script in here, and like that was just really nice that was like a way that people were fighting back by creating like film
art as like creating a sense of community and being a communal effort, and then art is just like art and just being like an oppressive like force, you know what I mean,
like all art is political and some art is therefore like bad.
Yeah. Some art sucks.
Some art sucks,
But
not this art.
some great art.
I was just gonna say that, so like Amanda and I are both reading this now, which is Close to the Knives by David Wojnarowicz. In it he talks about like so basically he's this gay artist who died of AIDS, and these are a lot about like AIDS and his experience of having AIDS, and also like seeing his community die basically from AIDS. It's like ruthless, and
it's
the
how like
rage.
society is sick and then like make the others sick and like stuff like that.
Yeah, one of the things that he talks about is the idea of like letting his body become a weapon. I let my hands become weapons, my teeth become weapons, every bone and muscle and fibre and ounce of blood become weapons, and I feel prepared for the rest of my life.
That's very nice and sad.
Cool. Well, let's see if this makes it to the internet.
You can link my Instagram.
Okay. I'll leave Amanda's Instagram in the box. Maybe I'll see you soon.
Maybe not.
knows?